Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, it's about my breastfeeding journey coming to end. I'm done. um yeah, so I actually jotted down like topics and everything that I wanted to talk about so that I won't just be rambling, because this topic could go on for quite a while. So I'm gonna just read off of this so that I know that I'm getting to the points and not just So yeah, let's get into this video. So yeah, I stopped breastfeeding exactly a week ago. Today is July 19th. I stopped July 12th. So that was last Monday. And honestly, I probably should have stopped sooner than that, but I just kept mom guilting myself, like, oh, I need to breastfeed my kids because that's the best. And like everyone that I talked to who were like with me in this breastfeeding journey, like encouraging me and just giving me advice and tips, they were just like, do what's best for you and your family. Fed is best. And like the more they would just talk to me about that, like it made me feel a little bit better about my decision on stopping. So yeah, I stopped breastfeeding July 12th, and ever since then it has been smooth sailing. So I think I did make the best decision for myself and for the kids and just for our family in general, because this go around breastfeeding was not for me at all. Starting off at the hospital, it wasn't good from the jump, because Ireland would not latch, I guess because she was so little. Like she's basically was considered preemie. So she just would not latch, would not stay on nursing. Like she would just fall asleep. So that's why I had to start pumping. So I started pumping in the hospital just so my milk supply would come in and that she could get some of my breast milk because she wasn't nursing. And then with Ivy, like she nursed, but baby girl was like hungry. And like that first couple of days, your milk isn't in. So like I was having to do my breast milk and then the formula at the hospital because they were concerned about their weight. So I had to feed them so that they get bigger and that they would let us leave. So just from the get-go, breastfeeding was not going well for us. But as soon as we got home, I started pumping as soon as we got home. And I kind of was on a every 2 to 3 hour pumping schedule. And that was tough. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that just yet, but that right there was tough. Trying to pump every 2 to 3 hours, still managed to take care of the twins and Gianni. Just was not working out for us. So yeah, that's basically the main reasons why I stopped. And then also it just was tearing me down. Like being attached to a pump every 2 to 3 hours, not being able to do nothing, just was not for me. It wasn't fitting for me because during the day I'm here by myself because Gary has to work. So it's just me. If someone needs something, I'm on a pump. So I'm just like, what do I do? Stop pumping? If I stop pumping, then the girls don't have nothing to eat. So it just wasn't working out. And the first maybe the first 3 to 4 weeks, like my supply was booming. Like I was able to store up 2 big freezer bags. I had to take one to my parents' house and then we kept one here. And that was good and all, but since I wasn't nursing, my milk wasn't changing. So my milk was still like for a 1-week-old baby and not for a 1-month-old baby. So like they were going through my milk because they weren't hungry. There wasn't enough fat in my milk. So that right there was stressful right there. I'm having to pump more so that they can drink more because they're not nursing. So the saliva isn't touching my nipple and isn't changing for what they need. And nursing didn't work because, like I said, Ireland did not latch. About time she got 2 weeks, she would latch, but I could not get the whole tandem nursing down for nothing. Like, I tried, and either they would hit each other or they would start moving and push one off, and it was just uncomfortable for me. So that just didn't work. So that's why I had to move to strictly pumping. And okay, so reasons why I stopped breastfeeding. One was because of time, my supply, not enough help, my mental health, and then I feel like that was kind of turning me into having postpartum depression, and no, I wasn't trying to have that. So it'd be times where I would have to pump through the night, and I would just be in tears. Like, I'd just be in here pumping in the dark and just crying, or just angry and just so irritated and just like, oh, why, like, why me? Like, why do I have to do this? Like, it was just so much pressure on me because I was the only one who could produce milk for them. So I was just angry, like, oh, I have to do all the work, and I have to do this. I have to wake up and pump. So it just wasn't going well because I just felt like it was all on me, which it wasn't. But going through it at the time, that's how I felt, because we would wake up to feed one, and then they would get to go to sleep, but I had to stay up because I needed to pump so that the next feeding they would have milk, because my supply wasn't like extremely large. Like, it was a good size for like if I had one, but it wasn't enough for two. So I was constantly on a pump, trying to pump milk so that my babies could eat, and that was stressing me out. And I'm just like, why can't I produce milk? I see all these other women and they're like producing so much milk and they only have one baby. I'm just like, I have two, so why is my body like kicking in like pump, produce? So it was just, I feel like I was being hard on myself, and that just wasn't good for me because there was other ways to feed my baby, but I just felt like, oh, I have to breastfeed my child, and I shouldn't have felt like that, because like they were saying, fed is best. So if our babies are fed, then that's the best thing, no matter what they're having to drink, whether it's breast milk, formula, whatever. So yeah, those were the main reasons why I stopped. And also because pumping and nursing is two different things. With nursing, it did not hurt. Pumping hurts so bad. Like, I could never get my nipples to heal, and I tried like 3 different nipple creams and nothing worked at all. Like, I was just always in pain. Like, as soon as I got ready to start the pump, I had to like take a deep breath for that first suck, and it was just like, ugh. So just wasn't for me. And also if I was out somewhere, having to like go to a corner or find somewhere where I could pump was much harder than when I nursed Gianni. I could just, whip it out, nurse him real quick, put it away, we done. With 2, I just don't even see how would I have been able to nurse out in public with 2 kids, like, just on me. So, I mean, like, for me personally, breastfeeding 2 wasn't it. I'm sure other women got it down pat, and salute to them, but just, I could not do it. So I had to stop. And when I say I didn't have help, I mean like throughout the day, because Gary has to work. I stay home with the kids. So it was just me here. So throughout the day, it's just me and 3 kids. I'm trying to entertain a 3-year-old. I'm trying to take care of the girls. I'm trying to pump. I'm trying to do stuff around the house. And oh, my 3 hours are up. It's time to pump. So it was this one case where I was getting ready to pump, and our 3-year-old, he's potty trained, but when he goes and poop, we wipe up. So he told me he was going to potty, but I was already on the pump, so I didn't know he was going to poop because he doesn't say. He'll just go off and go do his business. So I hear him saying, "Mom, Mom." So I knew what he wanted, and I'm just like, have my son sit here for 15-20 minutes until I'm done, or me completely stop pumping. And then over here, the girls are crying. So I'm just like, there's no help. It's just me. So it's just not convenient at all for 3 kids. And then it's just me, no help. So that was also a big factor in needing to stop, because I just didn't have time. So if I didn't have time to do anything throughout the day around the house, or if I felt like I didn't get to spend that much time with Gianni because I'm tending to the girls, but I'm stuck on this pump, like it just made me feel like a bad mom and a bad wife. So all that going on, and then when the end of the day comes and I come to pump at night, it all hits you at once, and you're just sitting over here in a corner, just bawling your eyes out completely, and just feeling like I'm the worst mom ever. I'm the worst wife because I didn't get to do this. I didn't get to do that. I'm barely spending enough time with my husband because I'm over here trying to pump. I'm over here stressing about a supply. Just, couldn't do it. Okay, so pumping versus nursing. So with our son, I breastfed him for 2 years. I stopped breastfeeding completely when he turned 2. And our breastfeeding journey was way completely different. I loved breastfeeding him. I actually nursed him for 2 years, and I only pumped when he had to go to daycare. So I would pump enough just for him to go to daycare. I wasn't worried about having a stash or nothing like that. So we were out in public, I just nursed him wherever I was. I didn't have to worry about going to pump and having to make sure that I had somewhere to put the pumped milk and make sure it was stored correctly, or put it in the freezer and warm it up. Like literally latch on, fed him anywhere I was. I did not care. So that was the good thing about nursing. And like I said, I tried to nurse the girls, but it just did not work. Like I could not get it together. So that wasn't an option. And like I said before, pumping was just too tedious, because if because I had several pumps. Like I think I had 5 different pumps, and I had one that was designated just for the car because you could charge it and then you didn't have to be plugged up, but you still had like the little, whatever the little thing's called, you still had those. So I'm not like totally hands-free, because I still had to make sure that it was connected right, it wouldn't spill, anything like that. And then after I pumped the milk, I needed to store it. If I wasn't like home, like say I was out somewhere, I needed to store it for a good enough time so it didn't spoil or go bad or anything like that. So pumping just wasn't convenient for us. I really enjoyed nursing our son. It was like a special connection we had, like our bond, like it was just our time, me and him. I was the only one who fed him until I started pumping for school. Then he would have a bottle, or if at the time me and Gary, we weren't married and living together, so if he went over Gary's house while I was doing something or at work, Gary could feed him. But for the most part, I was the only one who could feed our son. So it was just a special moment we had together for 2 years, and I really do enjoy that. Like that was really sweet. And I mean, I wish I could have had that with the girls, but I couldn't. So I mean, no big deal. But also I will say, with weaning them off of breast milk was not hard at all. I stopped completely Monday, like cold turkey stopped. I pumped one last time that morning because the process of getting your milk to dry up is very tedious and painful, and I could not pump that next morning because I was just full. Like, it hurt. And like, I went almost the whole day without pumping, and by the time 5 o'clock came around, I was miserable, and I was just like, I have to get this out. And I pumped. And so that milk that I pumped, I let them drink throughout the day. And then ever since then, if I have to hand express or if I pump aside because I'm hurting so bad, I don't do anything with it. Like, I don't let them drink it. I put some in the freezer in case I want to give them like a milk bath later on, or if because breast milk is good for a lot of things. So I just put it in the freezer, and if I need it, I can pull it out and use it for that. I'm not gonna give it to them. But I haven't pumped again since that day, because if I'm continuing to pump, my body thinks I need to produce the milk, and now I'm trying to get dried up because I'm done. No more need for the milk. So I'm actually gonna make a separate video on how I got my breast milk to dry up. So stay tuned for that video. I don't know when I will actually make it. It won't be like too far away, but I have like some other videos that'll come before that. But I will have a video up on how to dry up your breast milk. So like I said, I have like 5 different pumps or gadgets for breastfeeding, and I'll actually show you all. So my main pump was the Lancinol 2.0 Smart Pump, and I loved this pump. It's quiet, it's little. You just plug it up into the wall, and then it just starts pumping once you turn it on. I love this pump. This pump was amazing. Now with Gianni, I used the Medela. I don't remember which version it was, but I did not like that pump at all. The suction was not great, and it was loud and big and bulky, and I didn't like that one at all. This one, definitely recommend if you're gonna breastfeed your child and you're gonna pump. This one right here is amazing, and my insurance covered it, so I did not have to pay for it, so that was a plus. So I also had the hand pump as well. This right here works magic. I could pump a full bottle within 5 minutes from just doing it with my hand. With this one, I normally pumped 15 to 20 minutes. So it took that whole process to actually get both sides to 5. And then sometimes it wouldn't even go all the way up to 5 ounces. So I really loved this. I used this in the car. I would be driving sometimes and I'm just over here pumping. Or if I was in my parents' house, I would use this if I didn't want to pull out my car pump. So if you're going to exclusively pump, definitely get you a hand pumper because it's gonna come in handy. I actually had a Haka as well. I didn't really know how to use it. So like if I was using my hand pump, I would hand pump this side and just put the Haka on there so it would catch anything from a letdown. So that way I wasn't wasting milk. So that came in handy, but I didn't know how to actually use the Haka to where I could pump it or just let it sit there and it would do it. I could never figure that out. So I was using my Haka Roam, but it did come in handy. And then lastly, I bought this Mom Cozy wearable electric breast pump towards the end of my journey. I didn't think I was gonna ever stop. Like I kept forcing myself into breastfeeding. Like I just could not like stop. I just felt bad and I was just mom guilting myself like you're giving up so soon. You're not even giving it a chance. So I ordered this and then I ended up ordering a second one. Probably because I stopped on a Monday. I think I ordered that second one on it had to be a Thursday. And then I was just like, I don't even need this. So I'm actually gonna return that one because because I'd have no need for it. No point in having it. I'm done breastfeeding. But this pump right here, I saw it on TikTok and it was cheap, like $70. And that was with tax, and well, shipping was free because I ordered it off Amazon. But I recommend this. I think they have, oh, what's that other brand? I think it's a Willow. It might not be a Willow, but this, it's just like this, but it's more expensive. This one, I would say go get this. I'm actually going to do a review on it because I did get the chance to use it a few times, and this was good. You just pop it in your bra and let it sit there. It pumps. You do whatever. You don't have to touch it. Only thing was the battery life isn't the greatest, but I mean, after every session, you could just charge it. So if you are going to exclusively pump, I would say get you a electric pump where you just stick it in and don't have to do nothing, because that comes in handy. So yeah, and lastly, since I've stopped breastfeeding and pumping, I have been so much happier. My mental health is so much better. Just going out places with the kids, without the kids, I'm not stressed about, oh, I need to stop and pump, or do I have enough milk at home for someone to feed, or any of that, because you just have to make them a quick formula bottle, and that's that. So I think I did make the best decision for myself and also for our family. And actually, I have so much I need to learn about formula feeding because I know nothing about formula feeding. Like, I have to read the side of the little box to know how to make it, how much to use, how long it can sit out, how long you can store it in the refrigerator. Like, I know none of this stuff. So that's that. If you're curious, we're using Enfamil for the girls. That's the one my pediatrician recommended. So that's the one I went with. We haven't had any problems, any allergic reactions. You definitely have to burp them after feeding or they will spit it up. So I've learned that so far. But other than that, everything has been good. I actually am going to turn my breast milk that I still have left over into a ring. I found this girl on TikTok who turn your breast milk into jewelry. She could do rings, necklaces, and I think a bracelet. I'm gonna actually get a ring that's the same color as my wedding ring so that I can wear on this hand just as a, you know, a cute little reminder about my breastfeeding journey. Because like I said, with Gianni, it was a beautiful thing. Just with the girls, it was just a little bit too much for just one person to have to deal with, and I didn't just hate it, but it definitely did not fit this season. So yeah, when I do decide to go ahead and purchase the ring, I will probably post it on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me on Instagram. The kids also have an Instagram, so I will leave their names right here, and I'll also post it in the link as I always do. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's kind of long, not too long. I tried not to ramble because I did write down like my topics that I wanted to cover, and I do think I covered everything. If I did not cover everything and you have a question about something, you can always leave a comment. Most people, for some reason, DM me on Instagram instead of the video that we post, but that's fine. I see it, I respond. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Also, turn on your notification bell so when we post, it'll send you a notification and you know to click on and watch. And yeah, I actually have some videos written down that I'm going to start filming. I actually have I actually have 2 video requests. So I'm gonna start working on those. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Love you. Bye.